Hello guys, Belle here, going to be giving you a walkthrough of Assassination Rogue Honor Talents and what it looks like for them in PvP. This isn't going to be a guide. I want to make sure I don't do any guides until after Legion is live. This way we can avoid any issues with changes that will be made since it still is in beta. But what I did want to do is provide you guys a preview so you know what it looks like to be an Assassination Rogue with your talent choices here. If you need more information on PvP in Legion, please make sure you click the top right hand corner after this video and watch my pretty comprehensive walkthrough on Legion PvP, what honor levels look like, how to prestige and what that looks like, as well as where you get your gear. So you will unlock your honor levels or your talents here with your honor levels. Every couple of honor levels you'll unlock a new talent. So by the time you're honor level 50, you'll have all your talents unlocked here. Now, it does start with the first column and then goes to the second column and then goes to the third column in the order of the unlocking. So essentially, by the time I want to say you're honor level 10, you'll have the first row here unlocked, which is nice because then you can leverage one of each row for use in PvP while you're waiting to unlock the other ones that you might want to choose. For the top set here, these are going to be your CC Breaker defensives, so this is going to be the same for all classes and specs. They all have the same top row so that you can choose. Your Gladiator's Medallion, this is an instant one. It's on a 2-minute cooldown. You actually get this at level 110. It does remove all movement impairing effects and all effects which cause loss of control to your character while in PvP combat. You also have Adaptation. This is passive. All loss of control effects with a duration of 5 seconds or more will activate your Honorable Medallion spell, but only causes it to incur a 60-second cooldown. Then for this third one, you do have Relentless. This does replace your Honorable Medallion. It is passive. Duration of incoming crowd control effects is reduced by 25%. Now, the important thing to note is on my Warlock, which is Destruction, my Warlock gets CC'd a lot in RBGs. So I did want to test the difference between the Gladiator's Medallion and Relentless here. I did find that obviously for arenas, you're going to want to choose your Gladiator's Medallion. It's going to be very important as an arena player to be able to choose when you can use your trinket. So that's super important because that can essentially make or break whether or not you win or lose. For rated battlegrounds and regular battlegrounds, I did find that Relentless was actually quite nice. In those common situations in the group environment where there's a lot of CC going out, especially if you're a class or a role that gets CC'd constantly in any kind of PvP when it comes to battlegrounds, it did feel less like I was getting CC'd less, not necessarily less, but I felt like I was not in CC as much as I normally am. As a Destruction Warlock, they typically try to shut down my Chaos Bolts and my Fears, so I did feel like I was in less CC in Battlegrounds, and I actually opted to choose Relentless on my Warlock versus your Gladiator's Medallion. I don't do much arenas, although that might change with Legion. Warlords of Draenor or Destruction just wasn't seen in arenas that often. So that, of course, is going to be subjective. I do urge you to test it, theory craft, see which one's going to work better for you on each one. It's all going to depend on your play style. So let's jump right into the rest of these talents. For your second row, you have Hardiness. This is passive. While above 80% health, you do take 20% less damage. For Reinforced Armor, this is passive. Health increased by 10%. For Sparring, this is also passive. Physical melee attacks have a 20% chance to be blunted, dealing 50% reduction in damage. Your next set here is going to be Maneuverability. This is going to be passive. Sprint suppresses all movement impairing effects for 3 seconds when used. Your Intent to Kill, this is also passive. Shadow Step's cooldown is reduced by 66% when you are on a target marked with your Vendetta. Cut to the Chase. If nearby enemies within 10 yards move faster than you at any given time, you match their movement speed and exceed it by 5% for 3 seconds. Your Turn the Tables, this is passive. After coming out of a stun, your damage is increased by 15% for 6 seconds. Your next set here is going to be your Honor Among Thieves. This is passive. Critical hits in combat by allies within 15 yards grant you a combo point, but no more often than once every 2 seconds. Your third one here is going to be your Unfair Advantage. This is passive. Ability critical strikes on targets with a lower health percentage than you increase your critical strike damage by 20% for a total of 3 seconds. Your next one here is going to be Deadly Brew. This is passive. Deadly Poison also causes wound poisons reduced healing effect. Mind Numbing Poison, this is passive. Deadly Poison will also infect the target with Mind Numbing Poison. Casting spells while under the effects of Mind Numbing Poison will cause you to take 15k nature damage. Shiv, this does cost 25 energy. It's instant. It's on a small 25-second cooldown. Stabs the target with your offhand weapon, causing 7k nature damage, and applies a deadly neurotoxin for 10 seconds. The neurotoxin causes any ability used to incur a 3-second cooldown. For your last one here, you do have Creeping Venom. This is passive. Your Envenom applies Creeping Venom, dealing 60k nature damage over 6 seconds. Creeping Venom's duration is refreshed when the target moves. You have Flying Daggers. This is passive. Fan of Knives deal 150% more damage when it strikes 3 or more targets, which is going to be pretty awesome in Battlegrounds. System Shock. This is also passive. Casting Envenom with at least 5 combo points on a target afflicted by your Garrote, Rupture, and Lethal Poison deals 96k nature damage and reduces their movement speed by 90% for 4 seconds. So there you have your talent breakdown. What you'll be able to choose from. Keep in mind this is in beta, so this is definitely subject to change. If you have any questions, feel free to comment on the video. If you're new to PWNCAST, please make sure you give the channel a subscribe so that you can stay up to date on all your Legion news, coverage, guides, and guides for PvE and PvP when Legion is live. I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.